Okay, I guess you could call me the woolly mammoth merchant. If they've been sitting frozen right in the permafrost ground, which is a combination of all kinds of things, a lot of ice.
Mammoths migrated into Eurasia about 3 million years ago, and a number of different species emerged, including the more iconic woolly mammoth that we think of today. And they survived there until about 10 or 12,000 years ago. There's a lot of debate about exactly why mammoths went extinct, but I think the current thinking on it is probably climate change.
Just rounding the edges on some pieces. I'd always carved things for years, and what got me into doing the woolly mammoth carvings was a friend brought me a piece years ago, and I made her some earrings. Then I was in the business.
Ice Age peoples really made good use of mammoths. So they used them for their bones for building materials. They used their hides, their pelts, probably also for building materials and constructing their houses. They used them for tools and obviously their meat. And they also did a lot of art with them. So they used them for making figurines, for making pendants, all kinds of things. And we even see mammoths appearing in their cave paintings. So they were clearly a very important part of the lifeways of these peoples.
This is pretty much the highest grade of material you can buy. All ivories are quite nice to carve. It's one of the most enjoyed materials on the planet. But outside of calling it ivory, I call it tusk, and it polishes up quite well. Oh, I'm glad you like that material. That's my favorite. I realized that it had the image of a woolly mammoth on it, naturally stained. It's been in the ground for 50,000 years, so the minerals in the soil have they've sunk into it and stained it. So every piece of tusk I get has got different colors to it. Nice dark browns, and some of it's even pitch black. The only ethical ivory on the planet right now.
Whether or not we should legalize mammoth ivory trade is such a difficult question, because in some ways, if all things were equal and the trade in mammoth ivory meant a decrease in the trade in elephant ivory, then I think it would be, for me, a no-brainer. Obviously, we would want to protect the living species, even if it was at the expense of this extinct species. But from what I understand, from what I've been reading, there really hasn't been a decrease in elephant ivory trade at all. People are scouring different parts of Siberia to find any sort of mammoth ivory that they can. And so in the process, they're disturbing potentially very scientifically important paleontological sites.
The mammoth tusk I use comes out of the frozen ground in the Yukon. And most of it is found by gold miners looking for placer gold. And they remove the surface of the ground right down to the bedrock, where most of the placer gold is sitting.
This is just a replica of the figurine in the poster. It's really important for me to help my students be able to make a connection with people who lived so long ago. And we also do experimental work where they try and carve it and they see how difficult it is. And it's a great way to show what superb artists the Ice Age peoples were when you try and replicate it yourself.